All right, fam. Good evening to you all out there. Welcome to the lecture hall where tonight we have Division B-East. The blue team is going up against Stitches. Be Crazy, the 3 versus the 6 seed. Nice tight matchup. In the regular season, the blue team took the domination against Stitches Be Crazy. In fact, Malalos, in the coin flip, expressed a little dismay at that result. However, a couple of birds have told me that Stitches Be Crazy is a good team, and they would not be surprised if they took this set off of the Blue Bombers. Not sure what to expect. Hey, man, should be cool. 3 versus 6 is always a good matchup. Taking another quick peek at the bracket. Division B-East is actually going strong tonight. Reborn Knights Black versus Team Braindead is being played in parallel, if you will. One Mega Man fan has that one. And then Hodis versus CGL White will also be tonight. I believe that one's at 7, maybe 7:30ish. So if you just stay in the raid chain, you will be certain to find that matchup. So a good bit of Div B-East action tonight. Okay, tonight, in our next edition of Huinus Tech, on the coin flip, the blue team chose to go with map pick, and they will take us to Infernal Shrines for game number 1. Folks, this is a best of 3 series between these two teams. And we do see the maps that were banned out. Dragonshire and Volskaya removed. Interesting. And a good ban on the side of blue team, as Stitches Be Crazy do play themselves the D-Shire. And they were looking forward to the possibility of getting to that map. Oh well. Too darn bad. We're heading to draft. The blue team and Stitches Be Crazy. I got game number 1. They were Infernal Shrines. Just getting it right out the way. Let's get onto our most popular map. Let's run it down mid. Let's throw our bodies at each other. Let's entertain the folks. Asmodan will be the first ban on the side of Stitches Be Crazy. They do have first pick here. An easy Asmodan map. An equally easy Kerrigan map. There's the Queen of Blaze. Diablo, a targeted snag ban. Ban's moving very quickly here. Nothing really out of the ordinary. TBH. Asmodan is still feared here in competitive play, and Infernal Shrines is one of the best Asmodan maps. Kerrigan with an impossibly good win rate in ladder play. People adjusting to the rework, and really, obviously, waiting for a balance patch. No Diablo, no Genjarino. For their first pick, Stitches Be Crazy. Take away the Urel. It's a good thing we have overlays. Otherwise, Ember would be cursing up a storm. Deckard is the response here from the blue team. Whitemane and Tyrande are still available. I just don't get a lot of Whitemane games. Doesn't make it past the first ban phase. To pair up with the Deckard, the blue team will opt for the Phoenix. 2 picks here now. For Stitches Be Crazy. They have offlane domination. They can make the first move on tanks. And they can also play for yet a little bit more tank choke. They'll take the Alexstrasza, so they'll get the healer out of the way. Instead, they will opt for the Kael'thas. Kael'thas has seen a resurgence here in NGS in season number 5. He's receiving more play and is winning more games than Jaina. I've had the fortune to see both Pyroblast, Meatball Sandwich, and Phoenix games. And the tank joke, which I thought Stitches Be Crazy would go after, is instead the course of action for the blue team. They ban the Johanna out. Garrosh moves up immediately. But the Jaina ban will remove what has been one of the most popular, if not the most popular, backline combo in the video game in season number 5. Jaina and Phoenix just work. It's a ton of wave clear PvE, good safety once Jaina completes the advanced ice block quest, and they synergize.
Anytime you're ready.
We've got an Anubarak and a Jimmy. So Starcraft combo for the DPS, but we get the Anubarak, and the Beetle enters the battlefield. Right on. Like seeing it from Snag. Quick shout out. Drow, thank you for the follow. Bermalo, you as well. Chat, let me know what's happening. Come on. This is blue team. This is Stitches Be Crazy. There has to be an assortment of opinions here. Give me something. ETC Greymane, that is single target burst out the Huazu when paired with the Kael'thas. The Greymane is the immediate and all too easy combination with the Anubarak. So now the blue team do have their off-laner left. They need something dive-oriented. I'm not sure Blaze on his own does it. Blaze would... yeah, okay. So with Blaze here, this now adds a little bit onto the burden of execution, but do remember that Jet Propulsion received a lower cooldown. No, I think this will work fine. I was going to say, it almost turns the blue team into a counter-engage team. I think that's where Blaze's real strength lies. He just resists the first play that is made against your team, and oftentimes he can resist 2 or 3, given the bunker, which is now an 80-second cooldown. The problem is that Blaze obviously loses to Yrel still in the off lane. So, given that condition, it's unlikely that Blaze is going to beat Yrel to the objective. And that's why you may see, like I said, a little bit more of a defensive positioning, maybe just eat some cooldowns before going in. And a Nubarak to remove the Alexstrasza from the battlefield will be huge. I hope it is the Alex. Deckard and Blaze actually really can handle ETC between the two of them, particularly with Lornado into Mosh Pit, if that is the choice. Getting a Nubarak onto Alex is absolutely going to be huge. It's Infernal Shrines. You expect that, listen, anytime Stitches Be Crazy gets, around the, 20 Skeletal Defenders mark, they will pop the Dragon Queen. Game number 1, folks. We're going to start with the underdogs on the side of Stitches Be Crazy. Balalos going to be playing at Mariachi ETC. Tekio is going to be on the Alexstrasza. Maxilla playing Greymane. Cheese on the Kael'thas. And G2B57. Beep Bop Boop is going to be playing the Yrel. Rangafek on the Diablo. Duke of Sky will be playing Raynor. Snag on the Bug. Nerina playing Phoenix. And the 5th is Ember on Blaze. Both teams have really good Merc control, really good wave clear. Early game, Deckard's CC should provide an advantage over what Alexstrasza does. There's the burrow out. Bomb is spread. Blaze then runs with the get some cooldowns traded. But what you're seeing there is the effectiveness of Kael'thas in particular to spread bombs and get damage during the laning phase. We'll see how that carries over to the objective. One thing to keep an eye on. We have a Nubarak and we have ETC. When you take a look at these sort of clumps of backliners, how tight are they? How susceptible are they to crowd control? We don't get a good visual of it here, but you can see there's sort of a loose formation here. You want to make sure that the backline members do not get caught in the power slide, whoever it does come for, in any numeration. And really the same can be said with the Nubarak. Power slide there. Snag using Burrow to get out. Meanwhile, on bottom, nobody smelled this out yet. Narina actually should get the channel. I don't think Power Slide is available. It isn't. Snag's trying to live. He'll actually go down. Burrow is used. Camp is acquired. However, didn't have Burrow available, just like ETC did not have Power Slide. Yrel, being Yrel, will get the double soak game started. Arena matches there in mid. Camp has been cleaned up in the bottom lane, and Balalos right now looking to see if he can pick up a pick. Phoenix is at a slightly dangerous spot, but nothing doing. Another Merc pickup. Rangafek and Duke of Sky making the move for the members of the blue team, and Maxilla on that Greymane picking up the camp for Stitches Be Crazy. 4s have been picked up. Don't see any departures. Balalos takes a little peek. Bet of barbs for a noob. Extra slow on a veil. Alex doing well with 10 globes. Does take the movement speed above 75% health at level 4. Snag now in deep here. Damage just being traded out between ETC and a Nubarak. That takes a big hit as his spell shield was not available. Didn't proc the Carapace either. Takes a big hit from a noob, excuse me, from Kael'thas. Oh, with the one pot in Nubarak is okay. Up top, Emberger is actually the one to get things going with a little bit of clear on the Blazerino. Duke of Sky is up here first as well. With both teams arriving, actually, Stitches Be Crazy a little bit behind, but they don't quite mind. With both teams here and nobody with a big advantage, we certainly expect some sort of team fight over this first objective. 13 Menkeys have been picked up. Balalos now going in. Oh, thought he might have had a deep opportunity there to get Narina into this guy. Thinks better of it. And walks back up towards the objective. Both of these tanks are low health pool tanks. Even though Alex's healing is better in terms of throughput, shield pots, if used effectively, can be the decider. That's an early dragon at 9 to 18 skeletal defenders. Super Sky will back up. About half done. Should get to about 30. Another big wave of Menkeys. It's only 24. I overestimated. And now, without the dragon winning, here we go. Snag goes in. There's a double CC combo and a Nubarek on the backside. Jet Propulsion hits 3 members. Uses the Scroll of Sealing. Kael'thas is rooted in there. Ember looking to pick up the kill is low. Finally, Kael'thas goes down. Tekio could be next. Blaze in that wide body. Sneaks on away. Another double stun on the frontliners. Balalos low. They are at about 30. Our Stitches be crazy. Good Righteous Hammer there. Sword of Sealing does not connect. Kael'thas is back in 5. Narina is low with no shield. Snag is about to go down to the combo. Oh! Ember with the Jet Propulsion save. The well is there. Doesn't tap. He just takes a pot. 33-31. Bedded Barbs, excuse me, on the Impale misses. There's the burrow out. If Maxilla can get into range, he might be able to finish this off. 35-33. Kael'thas is here. Raynor steps up deep into this. He's trying to get the auto text. 38, 39. And it's an Arcane Punisher on the side of Stitches Be Crazy. They move back for the Abundance. Impale, Scroll of Sealing, but Alex connects. And now the Cena is moving down top lane. The Blink as well. 7 picked up by the blue team. Fun little battle. Ghost Dunk, thank you. That did interrupt my cast. It's fine. You're my favorite caster. I'll allow it. Drow, what's happening, buddy? So it only cost the blue team a wall again. Not a very dangerous Punisher. Raynor and Phoenix are just absurdly good heroes to have in clear. They're both also resistant to the jump if there is no pressure. Ember could be in trouble. Balalo's taking an aggressive move. She Jet Propulsion's out. No power slide there. Both teams at level 7. Even though top wall is gone and the first objective belongs to Stitches Be Crazy, the XP advantage is on the side of the blue team. He's got a little bit of extra soak. Sent Ember mid and bot. Got there before Urel. Picked up some XP up there. 2 members in top lane. Blaze and Phoenix. This should be the reaction from Stitches Be Crazy. Yes, they will put the Greymundo on the mercenary camp. Here comes Phoenix, though. This could be a decent collapse. A Noob steps onto the point. There's the combo. After the CCB gets Scroll of Sealing, and Arena finishes off Kael'thas. Snag is low. There's the shield. The camp is lost. They did get a kill out of it, though. Can Rag keep him alive? Dragon finishes off a Noob, but Narina is in deep here. I don't think Tiki makes it out, but this could be another trade. Duke of Sky steps up, doesn't get the kill. Urel made it down. Blaze did not. Khazar picked up. We're starting to see a little bit of why Breck struggles. That's a low health pool, and that is a gray main. Still ahead in XP, though. So even though Stitches Be Crazy has picked up more things, they're not quite yet ahead. Next objective will be mid lane. See the members of Stitches putting an emphasis on mid and bot. Force the cleanup in mid. Wallow certainly wants this bottom camp. It's just Raynor down here. A little slow, and now perhaps a debate. Level 10s for both sides. Side of Stitches Be Crazy. Mosh Pit, Crucible Bullet. Cleansing Flame, Phoenix next. Second up, another Defender. Cocoon, Bunker, Lornado, and their Scroll of Sealing on top of the Purification's Alpha is about to come out. There's a bunch of hits. Maxilla is low. Narina should have the ability to dodge out. Balalos holds off on the combo. GZB is here. We got a Salvo, a Lornado, a Bullet, and a Phoenix. No cooldowns from Alex. Thanks for the key. But no Cocoon. SBC. Slide over to the top lane camp and The blue team will answer accordingly. Both teams were... Excuse me. Stitches Be Crazy was missing first off of the map. Good macro sense there from the blue team. However, they now have given up positioning on the objective and will have to contend with, especially Rel and Alex Straza on a point in which they already have a 10 Minky defender. The Impale. Greymane got caught, has now jumped in. There's the jet propulsion, followed up by an Impale. It does hit. Cleansing Flame comes out looking to try to save Greymane. Ember is low. There's the bunker. On the backside, Maxilla is trying to find a way to get from Snag. Oh, the Impale does miss. Balalos hasn't used jet propulsion yet. He eats the jet propulsion on the backside. Snag with another burrow. Everything is even here. Cocoon has not been used. Ardent Defender has not been used either. Now we're going to get the re-engage. Mosh Pit on a 100-second cooldown. 24-16. There's the Dragon. Looking for the Cocoon here. There's the Abundance. The target is Snag. He gets the Cocoon off against Alex. It's a big 3-man burrow. Now can follow it up. Ember's sitting on top of that Cocoon, looking to get a jet propulsion play. 32-23. Cursed Bullet comes out. It hits Blaze, who is low. He's going to need a shield powder. He's going to go down. And he lives. Blue Sky eats the bomb. 37-26. Need some more monkeys. There's the Arena with a Purification Salvo. Snag goes in. Salvo gets 2 kills on the last hits. Greymane goes down, as does Alex. Snag, living, has an eye on the cow. The Bug gonna find some beef? No. Righteous Hammer from Urel prevents the 3rd kill. An icy John Cena barreling down the mid lane. This is a frozen Punisher, and only Cheese is here to defend. Exactly the right set of circumstances. Anubarak waits out the Dragon Queen. With those being the only 2 cooldowns that were left, they are used in succession. And the blue team, with a heads-up play, take the Frozen Punisher. And the first fort of the game, he's at about half health. And with Urel top, this should be mid-wall. Especially with what is here. Hyperion is available, and it is going to be used to clean out this wall. Cena very low, but we could get an engage here. Keeping an eye on Snag. GZB is on the backside in the bush. Blue team will back off as Urel is missing. 13's now picked up. Build's starting to come on. Deckard now has 2 heroics. Acid-drenched mandibles from Anubarak. I just like that talent because it's so fun to say. ETC with the slide in. There's a Curse Bullet on Anubarak. He burrows out. Still has a bomb. Looking to pick up some pots on the way. There's a Lornado disengage, and it will save the camp. It's a good use of a quick cooldown heroic. Especially with Hyperion not being available. In the bottom lane, SBC might smell this out. See Arena make the quick shift on Phoenix. Maxilla sees this. Here comes the bait. Deckard and Anubarak are there. There's the charge. Maxilla's going to get at least 1 piece of CC. Cleansing Flame actually gets off. Now we got the CC to Rita. We'll get out of there because Phoenix was getting rocked by Phoenix. But the Cleansing Flame keeps everyone else alive. Balalos now could be in trouble. There's a CC chain in a few seconds. There's a bit of zone out. Arena's stepping up. It's a few hits of the Plasma Cutter. Nothing doing. Lornado pulls ETC back over the gate. There's 1 part of CC. There's the chain. No step up. Nice play by Rangafek there. Mid had a little bit of AFK camp pressure, which Urel will have to clean up. This is going to be a bot lane punny. Now with the talent tier advantage and with Greymane just respawning, we can take out a little bit of the map, a little bit of the bottom fortification. Solid game, anybody's game, quite honestly. The Greymane combos have been very close to picking up kills. Not quite there. The engagements have been broken up very effectively by both the Deckard and the Blaze. If they lax in their duties, Stitches Be Crazy can instantly delete just about anybody on the side of the blue team. By the way, the Alex effects that flame buffing. Get it, girl. Bottom wall removed. Potions here. Blaze is beating Urel potentially to this bottom lane fight. Ember now has to contain with the goat, trying to rid this lane of another goat camp, but with 30 seconds to go, And level 16 right here. Wow, that's like 2 waves. The blue team has just great positioning here. I'm not sure Stitches Be Crazy are going to trade into this sort of talent tier disadvantage. They do have a quick combo, which I think they should look for outside the objective if they can catch somebody. And even though they're down 16-14, like, if you go for a combo here and you lose 1 member, not a problem. Just shift your attention to the top lane. Blue team is late to this, however, and they are giving up the early monkeys. Again, 16-14. We'll flash our talent. Here's the dragon. Snag moving forward. Ember's on the backside with Jet Propulsion. That's a big clump. An Uberite could go down. There's the shield. Hyperion comes out. Cheese is being bullied around there by the Blaze. Cleansing Flame comes out with Snag still low. 18-7. On the defender front. Still have Bunker as well as Purification Salvo. Scroll of Sealing the Zone. Tekio is almost out of Dragon form. Ember is looking to go back and tap, but we are even on Skeletal Defenders again with a talent tier advantage. Comes Blaze, waiting to get that regen back in. Snag with the Impale. There's another Scroll of Sealing. Mosh and Bullet are back available. That's a 4-man burrow. There's a Mosh pit on the front line, but Purification Salvo is coming through. It connects. Kael'thas goes down first. Tekio is low. Maxilla's, what, 1 auto away. Narina giving chase. Balalos goes down. There's a fort there, but Narina has enough real estate to navigate potentially for another kill back. So things the better of it. It's 35-30. And the blue team with yet another counter engage. We talked about this in the draft. They have the Blaze, and that was the pick that they made. Not to go hyper aggressive, if you will, with their off laner, but to enable these sort of counter engagement plays over the longer sustained fights on the point. This Anubarak Blaze frontline is just bodying SBC. This should be a keep with Hyperion being a little on 15 seconds and Blaze down here. SBC is actually going to give this keep up. They grab the Shaman camp. They can't step up. They don't have 16. That's one piece of it. Jet Propulsion, and ETC is gone. With no heroics needed. This actually could be game. Snag steps up. Cocoon and Hyperion being used. Cocoon is massive here. Keep an eye on the Grey Mane. Arena wants to stay near him. There's the Cursed Bullet. It does not connect. GZB is there on the backside. Tekio has to step up. This core is at 50% with Hyperion going down. Cleansing Flame comes in with a 30. That's going to do it. 10. Cocoon comes out. And the blue team claim game number 1. Right on. Very well played. 8-2, a very clean game. I don't think there was a single pick, gank, pathing, or team call in any parts of the objective phase. You know, any of the off lane, they seem to be relatively safe. MVPs in game number 1. I thought Rangefek was very good on the Decker. You can see what Narina did with Phoenix. The Purification Salvos probably picked up 3 to 4 kills just on last hit missiles. And the huge, I mean, just bigly jet propulsions by this young Blaze, bringing the hots. I'll show our talents here. As you can see, the 16 talent here was not picked up by SBC. They did grab the first objective. And with that first objective, they were unable to really come back and get to a point where they were ahead in XP. I mean, they were just, losing it in the early game despite getting a pick over the bottom camp. They lost the next 2 objectives, and that cost them. Game number 1 belongs to the blue team. All right, let's try to get... Let's see what the members of SBC want to do. Happy to have Ghost Dunk here in the chat. Ghost Dunk, if you... I don't know what you're doing. If you pop into the casting booth, I swear I won't be angry. Anyway, might be busy. Who knows? This is how Bobo finds co-casters now. He just picks and looks around. Hit me, Bo. Good to see you, brother. Congratulations to the Minion Miners on their win last night, which... I did have the fortunate cast. It was a good C-Div matchup. And Minion miners look very good. Okay. Changes. I actually thought both drafts were good. I think the ETC is better than he was, right? Picked up a little bit of a health boost, and that matters a lot to a hero that is so low in that regard. But when you have a Deckard Cain who can break up Mosh Pit and who can play just outside the range of Power Slide, and then you also have Raynor and Phoenix at the back are going to do very well. It's tough. It's still very tough for ETC. He needs the larger maps with more rotations. He does okay on Dragonshire. If anything, he needs maps where the fight over points are very quick hits, so that he can create a combo and then be done with it. All right, we're making the lobby for game number 2. But I thought the Kael'thas Greymane combo was good. Just didn't quite seem to generate kills off the initial combo. That was a problem. 2 Stitches game 2, got that, okay. Alright. Bashing Yetis, what's happening? Alright, let's head on over to the map selection here. And let's look at our handy dandy Venus Tech! Game number 2. The selection of Stitches be crazy. They are going to take us to Braxis Holdout. So Braxis will be our journey for game number 2. We'll see what winds up going down here. All right, swapping teams over. But like I said, this is Venus Tech right here, folks. Shout out to the man, the myth, the moist one. So game number 2, we're headed to Braxis. Both of the 2-lane maps are available, but listen, this being Braxis and this being the playoffs, it really changes things. Cho'Gall is instantly going to be an issue. I don't know whether Stitches Be Crazy plays it or whether it's something that, they commonly do. But every time we get into the playoffs like this and teams get, their backs are up against the wall, everybody has these weird comfort picks. And everybody feels like they can, go to maps such as Braxis and maybe try to get a hero that's relatively low in the meta but does very well on the map. Cho'Gall, listen, right now is... well, we thought he was going to be in a worse place some months ago when they removed the unstoppable Surging Dash level 16 talent. But what did wind up happening to benefit Cho'Gall is that now you just don't have enough bans for all of the healers that he works with. So oftentimes what would happen, particularly in last season's playoffs in the draft, if you did happen to give up the Cho'Gall, you could target ban the Oriole. Ana was not very good last season in the playoffs. Alex Strauza was not good because Lifebinder was considered crap, to be quite honest with you. So, like, the Cho'Gall meta has changed because there's just a number of supports that he can play with, and he's always a factor here in the 2-lane maps. Joe Hunter, I understand the ETC pick, and SBC had good engagements at the times as well. They did. He just doesn't live long enough. And Mosh being 100-second cooldown, and this is a problem that, oops, that's Mac. I need to get Mac on the other team. We have talked about this just in, like, little private conversations. Part of the problem with ETC is that the roster is so big that virtually everybody has a cancel for Mosh. Is a problem. If you don't have the unstoppable Mosh, if you don't go with the Holy Cow, it's just a difficult ability to use. All right, who else is here? Jollis Hamison is here. Good to see you, brother. Good luck to the Pride Stark boys, the Thirsty Boosty boys. Hopefully coming out here to cheer on the blue team for game number 2. All right. Teams are in lobby. Checking for that R. Brex's holdout was the choice of SBC. They have signaled that they are ready. We will wait for word from Snaganana. We get the R there. Let's do this. For game number 2, once again, headed to Braxis. Bit of a different map, has gone through a number of changes. It's a much more difficult map.
Braxis holdout.
And then you can play it a few different ways. It's, with the initial Zerg wave also just being muted, in that you can no longer just shove one lane. The off lane now means something. It's changed up the way that you play it. It's a little bit of a longer map. It still does have plenty of snowball potential. It also opens up just a number of different hero options. Haven't seen very much Gul'dan here in season number 5. This is always a Gul'dan favorite. Chromie, who did receive a buff recently, another favorite. See Kerrigan and Yrel. I actually expect Genji to not be banned out. Well, the blue team, unless they just don't have a Genji player. Yrel banned. Again, chat, I know you can't see it. Ember's mad. I'm sure she'll have a comment or two after the game about it. Ho! Hemibo with 100 bits. Minion Miners, I hope to see you guys next week in your next playoff matchup. Genji is banned. Okay, they don't want it. I'm actually subbing in tonight. The man known to everybody as Bahamut, the venerable wizard of amateur casting, just has to take a little bit of a break, get some ISP issues fixed. He and Mega Man are off on the other side of Div B-East. But he'll be back. Phoenix ban, I like. It leaves... Listen, you leave all of the... Okay, we'll talk about this in a hot minute. You leave all of the tanks and supports open. You remove the Phoenix, which the blue team has prioritized throughout the season. Okay, that's a Zarya. I don't know if the blue team is going all in on a push comp here. Gul'dan and Diablo. So Gul'dan is very early in priority here. And with Phoenix and with Gul'dan gone, the sort of instant easy wave clear with no sustain issues due to Phoenix's obvious lack of mana and Gul'dan with lifetime, both of those heroes are just gone. There's the Deckard.
So it begins. Make way for the bad guy.
And we got a hyper carry Zul'jin. A lot of discussion in the community lately about what a hyper carry is. Well, let me tell you that no matter what your definition includes, Zul'jin on Braxis holdout is a specialty. I hate this hero. Why? Because he's overplayed. Everybody thinks he's the bee's knees. Everybody thinks he can just dominate on all sorts of situations and all kinds of maps. This is not Infernal Shrines, by the way. We're going to change that. However, I mean, with that not being true, one thing that Zul'jin is he is fantastic. He's great on this map. And he's got his Zarya in front of him. The Deckard was picked up. The white main counter ban. We have Blaze removed as well. So with Yrel and Blaze gone, no clue what's going to happen in the top lane here. Anybody got a Rexar? Not sure if we're going to see that. 2 seconds left. Ooh, we got a Zul'jin. Lily and Malthael. I don't like that Lily. Why? Well, no, I should actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. I'm okay with this Lily. I want to see it in the early game, though. This is where she traditionally struggles before level 10 into AoE damage. But this is Zul'jin's Zarya. This is fairly single target. I was going to say I don't like it because there's no way that Zul'jin should be getting caught by blind. Zarya, however, has an issue. Muradin is the pickup for Snag. And Rutro. The Zagara is met by a Zeratul. Maxilla breaks what was a pretty good scripted draft here. There's a pretty good play by the blue team. And Maxilla just said, oh, you played your Zagara card. Well, that's a queen, and I have an ace. This is my Zera. That is going to be the crux of this matchup. Zagara in the top lane, I assume is going to be alone. And what, if anything, she is going to get against the Zeratul? The French says TBT complex familiar. Preach, brother. Let them know. Oh, man. Okay, so in order for the Zagara to have any sort of effect, one of two things need to happen. One, Zarya needs to just go top and babysit the Zag. But even that is not a great matchup in the top lane. Bashing Yetis with 100 bits. Thank you. The other thing that can happen is Zagara just doesn't move past her towers.
We're about to begin.
That's about the only other way that you're going to win this with Zag. Well, Ember, let's see what you got, hon. Ember on the Zag. Rangafek will be playing the Deckard Cain. Nerena on the Zul'Jan. Duke of Sky will be playing the Zarya. And Snaganene will be playing the Muradin.
Systems online.
Blue team
10 seconds.
looking to get the domination. All right, for SBC, Balalos is going to be playing the Dibbles. Tekio on the Lili. Chi is going to be playing that Gul'dan.
1.
And GZB57 on the Malthael. And Maxilla hunting
Battle begins.
on the Zera. See what kind of Zeratul we got. We'll start with Cleave build. That's a late game Zera. You can make the change and go for a little bit more of an aggressive early game comp, but that sort of build, which starts to build into single target DPS, usually Legion are better than everything. Here's the Hydra. Checking it out on bottom. Ember has to know or has to be made aware that Zeratul has not shown yet. Good amount of creep. This is that point where, as a Zagara, you just stop attacking any minions. The only thing you can do is you can attack Malthael, because if you push this lane, you're dead. The 4-man in the bottom lane, meanwhile, for the blue team, yet to approach the wall just yet. Because Sky steps up. Diablo does make this a problem for Zarya, especially in the early game where he can do stuff like that. Put people up against the wall, snag backs out. This is the hammer. A little bit of a step up from Zul'Jin. I don't think Maxilla has done a single thing. Yeah, that's true. 0, 0, 0. Minute 18, minute 20 soon. This is a headhunter Zul'Jin. Interesting. Zarya has taken some damage. Picks up the globe, but...
The beacons have
Okay. Snag pauses. Ember lagging. Yeah, you don't want your Zagara lagging. That could be a problem. Early stacking talents, not too much going on. Ember says R. I'm gonna check SBZ. I gotta get them. So we'll kick this back in a few seconds once we get the word. Balalos gives us the R. Hit some buttons, hit the unpause, get rid of that. And let's see if Zagara lives. Half health is okay. Anything less than that, I fully expect that to be a dead blue mouth. Zarya takes the flip, has full energy. This isn't a feel your heat Zarya though, this is a poke Zarya with grenades. Like, I am a fan of Feel the Heat, but I understand. We'll see how much Duke of Sky can wind up doing. There's a shield on Zarya. It does actually wind up eating the wall stun from Dibbles, who's starting to get low. Narina steps up. It's just about hit the sweet spot for auto attacks. Has rank effect there. Level 4 not yet picked up, so Zul'Jin does have to be careful. There's scroll of ceiling. Duke of Sky steps up. We're going to need at least one grenade. Doesn't have it. Eats a little bit of the light tap from Cheese. Bottom point belongs to the blue team, and they should not let this go. They need to start pushing into structures on bottom with this advantage. There's a step up from Sky. And Arena as well. The Arena needs to stay tight and close to Zarya, but can't get swept up in the corruption stacks from Gul'dan, which are up to 14 already. Zarya does feed into that, having no mobility as a hero. See, there's a Fell Flame. Zarya, shield is gone, is dead. Life tap will do it there. Balalos thought about sneaking up on his Gul'dan. Does not get a move. And you can see what's happening here. There are two members on the top, and guess what? They are getting structure damage. This is a 4v3 in the bottom. This stuff is helping. Balalos standing on the point. Needs a scroll of ceiling. If we can get a W in here, should be alright. With some of the spin back value. Snag will back out, looking for the trade heal. SBC owns both of these points. Lily has to back. Balalos actually evades the Storm Ult. Taking stacks here. Diablo at about half. Zarya doing alright. Gul'dan doing more than alright, I would say. The problem for the blue team is that the Gul'dan just clears the wave so fast. It really is making it difficult to move up to the towers. Especially towers that, you know, have unlimited ammo. They can just move these minions right quick. Up in the top lane, Zagaria is peeved, to say the least. This is not fun at all. Well, that's what you get for picking it before last pick. Have a Zero. Now with a little bit of positioning, you can see this is starting to turn a little bit for the blue team. Let's see if they can figure it out. But Narita winds up eating 3 stacks from Gul'dan. He's now up to 21. They have to back off. Snag and Balalos will jockey over bottom channel. Sky on the flank. Scroll of ceiling will not connect. And even if it doesn't look like they got the cleanse in there, level 7s have been picked up by SBC. Balalos should be okay with the healing and with the W on W action. This is the Diablo meta build, if you will. You got Feast of Fear, and then you follow that up with a lot of talents and a Flame Stomp. Feast of Fear was widely derided when this rework came through in Arena. You can see what the auto attacks can do there. Snag standing on the point. Actually does get the break on top. And GZB and Max showed. Snag knows where they are. Don't think he goes in. He's hoping to get to Zera. Will stand on the point. There's the Stormbolt on Malthael, and that is a problem. The Zag Dream? Well, they just settle for the camp. That's a big win for the blue team. They are channeling their up to 50%. That one play by Snag, the captain, has turned this early objective into what was looking like just a poor situation, and what might have been a broken draft, quite frankly, due to the counter picks. Now is 74-20. There's Murden. This is what you need to do with Murden. You jump over walls. You out-rotate. Diablo has no way to beat Murden in the race. And now when Dibbles does step up, the blue team gets a couple of points. Arena will take the shield there. Balls into both pieces of CC. The scroll of ceiling comes through when Diablo does get the cleanse now from Lili. Zeratul making his first appearance in the bot lane. Hits a 2-man cleave and puts a good bit of damage onto Zarya. Now is shieldless with Gul'dan stepping up. Corruption doesn't hit too many. Snag is here. Here's the scroll of ceiling. Zeratul on the backside actually did get rooted. Wormhole back out, and Arena stepping up. A lot of low health targets. Zul'jin needs one more. Oh, that was 6 health. Daddy. This is finished, by the way. Radius increased by 15%. 40 heroes have been hit. Echo, wow. Echo Corruption is almost done. There's a cleanse on Diablo. Long way to go. A lot of CC. Scroll of ceiling. There's the root, and Arena steps up. Balalos is okay. Murden now headed top lane. Zarya did not get flipped. The gate was brought down anyway. There's the extra bit of siege damage. Murden showing is in the creep. Now looking to break the channel. 76-38. Murden's gonna get this. And now we just gotta sit here. Dodges Zeratul. GZB takes a ton of damage and is getting chased by the Hunter Killer. In the bottom lane, this has gone back to blue team. You see Snag on the rotate now. Lalos is low. The wall finally gone. Narina's starting to get rid of it too. Is now just ahead of Gul'dan for hero damage. I wish there was like a sports ball cliche you could say, well, Zul Jim beats Gul'dan, that's the game. I don't know. I don't want to be wrong. Narina steps up to the final tower in bot. On top, Ember has taken a good bit of damage. Is close to level 10, though. And I actually think... And even though I prefer Maw in, like, actually in her situation now, I think Nidus should be the pick. I think Zagara needs the extra sustain. It's too much to just constantly have to tap. Alright, level 10. On the side of SBC, last rites, Lightning Breath. Jug of lots and lots of cups. Void Prison, as well as Horrify. This guy needs to be careful here. One Horrify puts Zarya on the wrong side of the lane. Muradin is jumping on up top. Snag thought the better of it. For the blue team. Nidus. First one up there, by the way. Zarya going with Grab Surge. There's Avatar. Ember's in trouble. Void Prison has been used, but Maxilla doesn't finish the kill. I think Muradin wins this. Got Guillotine. We got Duke of Sky low and probably about to die in the bot lane. Stay a while has been used. Oh, the scroll. Diablo gets out. Oh, wait, the cooldown. Good shield work there. Ember is at full health. Snag is bottom, is working on this channel. That's a lot of low health members of the blue team. Graviton Surge. That's caught Lili. There's the old baby. The guillotine comes through. And the panda is extinct. Narina steps up, finishes off Diablo, or more accurately, Duke of Sky does. Zagara, however, has gone down finally. Those are two low health members of the blue team. Snag is up there. 86 to 50%. That should be the final bit of channel. Murder can hold this. Murder can do even a little bit better. Okay, there's the blink by Zera. Nope, 94%.
Hero slain.
Diablo goes down to the bot lane. Didn't even see it. That's another kill for the blue team. The kills in the off lane are worth more than the kills in the top lane right now, and that's because of the siege potential. This fort will go down before the Zerg wave meets it. Up on top, this is a Zerg wave about 3/4 of power. Maybe a little bit less, about 2/3. Zagara's up there solo. This should be a fort for a fort, but the blue team need to get, at the very least, the wall. They can threaten here. They will likely have 13 advantage. Once the combination of the Zag clear as well as the bot lane wall go down. Narina eats a cleave from Zera. So that's Wormhole down. Now backing up. There's the grab surge. It does connect on both Malthael as well as Diablo. A lot of damage coming through. Malthael is the target. Stay a while and listen. Connects on everybody. The Horrify came through, but nothing doing. It got interrupted by Kayn, I think. 13s are here. Verdant finally has healing static. A little bit of AoE autos from Deckard. I think Snag wants trait and then he wants this keep. Don't know if he's going to get it. Gul'dan clear is big here. And with Zagara not having any vision on bottom, cannot join. If you're looking for just a mistake, there's the wormhole. Diablo. They back on. Blue team does get the wall, and Zagara, oh by the way, kept this fort from taking what almost looks like no damage. Wow. 13 talent here for a little bit while. Malthael now chasing down Zagara. Here's the trap. This is 4v4. I think Zara needs to get in that. Yep. The Horrify on top of the Void Prison has been used, but Snag is at the front as Zarya thankfully went in the opposite direction. Muradin should be A-okay to get away. That's 4 cooldowns for none. Snag. I like this call. Cigar needs to get her butt back down here. Lily under pressure. Narina stepped up. Duke Sky standing on this point. That is a very big bruiser pickup. And now the map can be painted blue. Malthael has to back off due to the presence of the jungle of the blue team. Well, Dan just even. Here's Snag. Stormbolt connects on Malthael. He is in big trouble. Narina with a flip. There's the guillotine and connects. Big hit. From way downtown. What a shot by Narina. Leading the Malthael. Death meets his match in the form of a giant axe. Cheese could be next. Diablo goes to break it up. The Stormbolt does connect. Jug of 1,000 Cups comes out. Diablo hits a lightning breath, but is stuck. There's Scroll of Sealing. We get a little bit of a sleep. Not sure what that's meant to do. Narina low. Actually hits Force Regen for a hot second. And somehow manages to just hustle step on out. Horrify will help, actually. Zag is top. Ember, just cancer. But in a good way. Narina now hovering over this. And the blue team are dominating on map number 2. They're up 6 kills to 2. Snag is on fire. I'm going to allow this, by the way. Flying Sea Lion. I'll let you spam that energy, dog. The members of the blue team will back up. Work on some camps. They have the 16 talent tier advantage. I'm not sure if they're going to make another aggressive invade up yonder. They have the 2 camp to 1 invaders naturally on the map. That's what they plan on doing. Builds are complete. Check out this Zarya. Ooh, that's a lot of grenades. Spiking at 16 here. The game train. That's a... There's a lot of choices at 16. Chat, if you're a Zarya player, let me know what you like. I don't play enough. In this situation, what would you go for? Snag is found out here. But all of this is going to give Zagara the opportunity to push hard in top lane. This is good anchoring here by Snag. Even though SBC knows where Muradin is, it really doesn't matter. They want to hold this, force somebody to rotate top, and when that person on top is seen, the question then becomes, does blue team think that they have enough to quickly race a boss down? That might prove difficult. More than likely, they will use that opportunity once they see some clear on top to control the points. And Lily is inside the grab surge. There's the breakdown. Guillotine comes through. There's a big void prison. It's going to be followed up immediately. Diablo actually hit lightning breath and then canceled it. Stay a while, listen. The choke point connects on 4. Tekio at the back is just trying to heal everybody up. Duke Sky steps up on the Zarya. Diablo with the flip trying to get the disengage here. Narina is in this weird spot on the flank. Just trying to figure out who can go down. Could be Diablo, who's low. Long way to go. Sky's finally got damage on those grenades. Nobody goes down. Everybody but Malthael and Avatar wind up hitting the R buttons. Top can't get some wall push, and the Zerg wave is incoming. There's Snag. Inevitable end was used there. Or was it? Might have been a leading play. Another 5-man push. Bot Zerg wave for SBC should claim a fort. Zerg wave. There's a wormhole. No VP, no lightning breath. All tormented souls. And Lily does have jugs backed up. 25 seconds before Horrify, and that would really be the next big cooldown that I think SBC can be playing with. Maxilla and another wormhole and a lot of low health bars. And Arena putting in more work on Zul'jin. This is late game. Again, he's the last person, furthest away from the fight. That's where Zul'jin wants to be. Snag goes in. The Stormbolt connects. The Unstoppable is there. Does not matter. Both Guillotine. Zarya, too much damage from range. Lily with the jugs. This is about 10k. Oh, that's 3 inside the grab surge. Stay a while on top of it. Everybody's dead. Malthael, that, whatever. Don't matter, buddy. Veteran Wings in chat said, blue team like this is easy mode. Brother, just wait until you catch up. Nice! The blue team with a 2-0 domination. A well-played 2 games. They adjust with a little bit of a pocket strat. I mean, it might have came from someone else's pockets, but it still kind of counts. Here against Stitches Be Crazy on Braxis, they run the solo Zul'Jin, and Narina comes through, leads the game in damage, leads the game in kills, goes 5-0. And with Guillotine. That's the stat line. If you're going to play Zul'Jin, you need to be able to do that. That's team enabling. That's Zul'Jin in the right spot. I really like Duke of Sky Zarya. Into Diablo, that could be a little bit of a tricky matchup. And Gul'dan with the sustained damage does pretty well against Zarya in the long run. I mean, but the Deckard Zarya combo is just very good cross-supporting here on Brax's holdout. And Ember didn't get ganked too much. Listen, it's tough. I thought this was going to... if you had to ask me a draft, I would have said Game 3 100%. Absolutely 100%. We don't get it. We do get the blue team. However, going 2-0. All right. Just to give ourselves a quick recap, and of course, to check out Venus Tech blue team. Finishes off that series. They win the 2-0. Each team had a map selection, but blue team comes out on top on both Infernal Shrines, as well as Brax's holdout. And now, we're looking to get ourselves an interview. Just taking a couple of messages. Great. That's awesome. Fabulous. Let's go say hello to some people. Not sure who will be joined by for the interview. I could take a guess. The feels of doesn't want to accept things. What? I didn't. Hit me again. Side things. So one Mega Man fan and Bahamut are patrolling the other side of the B-East bracket. Chat, let me know where we want to go for the raid. Let me know who looks good.
What's up?
There he is. Snag, is this solo? Or are we going to be joined by more company? I just
Ember said she wanted to go get drunk, so it will be solo.
Okay,
But
Snag,
giving you a break.
Ember, too boozy.
Too boozy.
Just gotta make sure that fits.
So why does it say I can't? It says remove friend, but I don't see you on my friends list.
No, you're on my friends list. I got you, baby. I
Are
can't
you
believe it.
kidding?
I can't believe it against you before. Hey, all right, the captain of the blue team and the tank player. Congratulations on your victory tonight against Stitches Be Crazy. Going into this matchup, how did you feel in the first round of playoffs?
I mean, obviously we felt pretty good about it from our original head-to-head this past week. So I mean, we weren't really too worried unless something cheesy was going to come out. So we were thinking about going to Braxis anyways, just to cheese with cheese.
Nice.
But they picked it, so it worked out.
Okay, all right, right on. Game number one. The first objective was taken by your opponent, Stitches Be Crazy. However, you guys turn it around with the next two objectives, and listen, run it down pretty effectively. Talk to me about the comeback and what you were looking to do on your Anubarak.
Really, the Anubarak was there just to web wrap Alexstrasza, which didn't get too much value. I think it only happened twice to any effectiveness.
I agree.
But that was basically the trying to counter Alexstrasza the most. The first objective, I mean, we barely lost that. They popped Alexstrasza pretty early, and we only lost by like 1 minion, I think. Otherwise, it probably would have been snowballed a way different direction. And luckily, Ember peeled off pretty quickly to get the lane soaks. We got a little greedy with some of our merc camps, but
yes,
past that, I think after that first objective, I think we just started winning on the macro.
Absolutely. All right. Game number two, they take you to Braxis. Listen, I haven't seen too much Braxis. You talked about actually kind of being prepared for it. I don't know. Expound upon that, sir. Where did the Zarya Zul'Jin come from?
I mean,
what are you looking for in draft there?
I'm not going to say that it was a different team's comp, but it might have been a different team's comp. But,
are they smart gentlemen that taught you wisely? Would you say that is?
Some people, some of them are smart. Probably other people, some of them.
Hi, Bobo.
Oh my God! You said you were getting drinks. I was like,
yeah, I'm gonna go get drunk and get lucky.
Yeah.
You're done the stream, right?
This is a PG-13 stream.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it?
I'm gonna go play poker and
I
get
mean,
lucky.
I mean, the needle has shifted, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2018. The kids know what's up. Ember, listen, congrats. If you want to go and you want to get buck wild, have a good night.
Thank you. I just wanted to say hi to you because I missed you so much.
Oh, you're a peach. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Always got to steal the thunder. Jeez.
That's quite true, actually. I mean, actually, but in her defense, it's on a 2-minute delay, so she's either really lucky or her mutant power is to see in very small windows into the future. But getting back to game number 2, we talked about the comp a little bit. It seemed like it took you guys a little bit of time to get the momentum.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I mean, obviously, I think it's the
great.
first time we kind of ran that comp.
You know what?
But
I do have to say one thing that certainly was a little eye-opening, and it took you a little while to pick up on it, but once you started to get in the swing of things, it was pretty effective. The rotations on Muradin.
yeah, I think we were mostly worried about the Zeratul more often, so we were waiting to see kind of what their mentality was on picking the Zeratul. Kind of weren't really expecting the Zeratul to stay on Zagara the 100% of the time. I kind of figured that once Zeratul showed himself a little bit and Malthael was able to push in Zagara, then he'd rotate down and Artisul Jin would be exposed. So it really came down to, like, once we know that Zeratul's up top, it's like, okay, I guess I'll rotate up top because Zarya has things fine down here.
I don't think there's a Zeratul actually decloaked for the first, like, minute and a half.
Yeah, we were like, where's Zeratul? He was taking forever. Like, and then he finally showed himself. Like, okay, let's push.
All right, brother. So let's see. I'm gonna go peek and see if the challenge bracket is up. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find the playoff bracket. So one Mega Man fan is running the like the bracket, and he's doing bracket updates and whatnot. I'm trying to see if we can figure out who your opponent is because they had the same.
Oh yeah.
They had the game.
Yeah, I think Reborn Knights Black is playing right now. I don't know if they're done yet or not. Hodis is playing later tonight. Pretty much all the Div B games are playing today. I think we would play the winner of Gilly and 1+1, which is tomorrow.
No, you get the winner of Hodis versus CGL White, and that is the late game. So okay, listen. See, that's in CGL White. I wish them luck, but Hodis, being the higher seed, looks at least favored to get the win. Not only that, but it would make for great entertainment. Let the fans know about the blue team in Hodis.
So we played last season. I think we've gone 1-1 with them every time we've played them. We've played them a lot in like random unranked play. We've played them a lot in random team league play. We see them a lot. I don't know if there's any animosity between us. I think they might get tilted at Ember. I'm not sure if that was them or TBD.
I don't think that's animosity. I think that's just the reaction that you have, and I can't really blame anybody for
But yeah, they're definitely a big competitor of ours for this league. I mean, if Reborn Knights Black wasn't going to be the top, it was definitely going to be Hodis or us. So it's definitely close.
All right.
We'll have to see. That game will definitely probably go to 3, and it'll be a close game.
I'm going to watch that one for sure. Snack, your opportunity for shoutouts. The floor is yours.
I guess shout out to the team. Another win means we have to keep going.
Jump
Unfortunately, no, I'm just joking. Shout out to the caster as well, the great Bobo, picking up the slack since everybody wanted to play games on Thursday.
That's okay. Listen, it's a pleasure to cast the best div in NGS.
Div B is the best div.
Mm.
We are I think we're probably the closest div in scores.
Yes.
Like I think all the top 8. I think we're all within a point of each other. So it was definitely a close division. So well done on the moderators for getting that MMR set up. I guess shout out to the team that we stole a comp from, and to Stitches Be Crazy. They put up a good fight. They get number 6 in the seasons.
Yeah,
Like I said before, it was all even. So like they could have easily been number 2 or number 3 with just a couple different games. Like they're definitely still good players.
Right on. All right, Snack. Good luck, brother.
All right, thanks, man. I gotta get my own. Oh wait, shout out to myself because I'm doing my own pass for Heroic Division in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes. Which game did you pick up? You picked up a good one.
It'll be.
Is it Potato Offensive?
Potato Esports versus Offensive Gaming.
That's a hot matchup. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's number 4 versus number 5.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
Get set up. Go on, young man.
See you later.
Cheers, buddy. Okay, that'll do it. The blue team takes the 2-0 against Stitches Be Crazy, and they will move on to play the winner of HOTUS, the Heroes of the United States, versus CGL White. That is going to do it. I've been your host, Professor Bobo. We're going to go ahead, we'll take a peek around the Twitches and see who's going to get the raids, guys. I will get you directed soon. FYI, I am casting Div C. I've got Div C East. B-East, if you follow this division, will be on the channels of both one Mega Man fan as well as Bahamut. In fact, they're going live with Game 3 right now. I think that's where we're headed. We're going to head on over to the rest of B-East. This should be fun. Okay, gang. Have fun. Love to see you. I will be back on Sunday with some TESPA Collegiate preseason. That's something I've been doing on the weekends. Shout out to the college teams doing dorm things. Thumbs up. Have yourselves a good night. Let's go catch some more hots.